Hello everyone, Mario DC Extension Wrestlers here, and today we have Wolverine versus Dean Ambrose. Like as promised, we're going to do another double upload. But yeah, so we have Wolverine versus Dean Ambrose. Who would win? Alright. So again, like the same rules, combo, then wrestling match. Intelligence. I'm gonna have to give this one to Dean Ambrose. He's a real life person, and he probably knows more about stuff than I'd say Wolverine does. Plus, Wolverine's amnesia can kind of get to him at times. Fighting ability. This is gonna sound awkward, but I'm gonna have to give that to Dean Ambrose. He's a wrestler. He's been in many forms of wrestling. He's actually currently in AEW, but we're using his WWE forms. And Wolverine, yes, he knows samurai, he knows martial arts, but he uses more of his berserker rage stuff and his healing factor. Kind of gives him a little bit of a disadvantage. Strength. Like, who's stronger overall? This one's tough, actually, because on one hand, you could make an argument for Wolverine, but at the same time, you can make an argument for Dean Ambrose. However, I think Wolverine has better strength feats overall. Speed. Dean Ambrose really wasn't that fast in his WWE time. Yeah, I know you could say, but he performed a lot of fast movement. But he really wasn't that fast. I think even Roman Reigns was faster. Even Seth Rollins. So I'm going to give the edge to Wolverine. Durability and vulnerability, I don't even need to go into either of them. Because Wolverine has a healing factor. Alright, so who would win? Dean Ambrose is a lunatic. He's crazy. If you've seen his matches in WWE, especially when it was like nose barred, Extreme Rules, street fights, he was crazy. I mean, out of all the things, even in that WrestleMania 32 no holds barred street fight against Brock Lesnar, even he brought a chainsaw. He's definitely very crazy. But at the same time, when you really think of any weapon he can use against Wolverine, I don't really know of any weapons he actually can use or actually going to help him against Wolverine. For instance, that chainsaw he used, that's not going to work on Wolverine. Any tables he can use, that's not going to work on Wolverine. So, in a one-on-one fight, I'm going to get the victory. In a comic book world, Wolverine wins. He's much better at fighting. Well, not better, but I'd say he's stronger, faster, more durable, has more fighting skills, and has actually dealt with people who uses weapons like Dean Ambrose does. Now on to who would win a wrestling match, and this is where Wolverine can't use his claws, and anytime he... Now, granted, we're going to also have to reduce his healing factor, because of the fact that, yes, he has a healing factor, and yes, you can make the point where he can constantly get up after everything. Because remember, if you see those WWE matches, some of the most insane moments, I'm pretty sure any combo character would be able to survive. For instance, if say you have Dean Ambrose like Batman on fire, I'm almost confident Batman will survive. He's dealt with fire before. It's not going to be anything new to him. You also do like Shane McMahon doing those crazy stunts. And you say, let's just say Spider-Man's going to do it, and any WWE wrestler gets out of the way, Spider-Man will still survive. And for Alex, I think he's probably going to think it was just nothing, or it was just a normal mosquito bite. But yeah. So, Wolverine with a reduced healing factor and no claws versus Dean Ambrose. I think this might be controversial, but I'm giving the victory to Dean Ambrose, and that is, he is known as a dirty fighter. What do I mean by that? And that means he's a guy who does not fight fair. For instance, he kind of fights kind of similar to like The Miz. Like, he would use weapons. I mean, he even did a low blow on The Miz. So automatically, kind of giving me the sense that yes, Wolverine can win. But the thing is, Wolverine has lost to Punisher, and Punisher gave him one of the most insane defeats ever. If you're a comic book fan, you should know where Punisher literally fired Wolverine in the private area, because I can't say the term because YouTube, and release a roller coaster or unleash something. I think it was a construction thing. I don't know. It's been a while, but all I know is the iconic Punisher shoots him there. And Dean Ambrose has done that before with The Miz. But it's also known that Dean Ambrose is a crazy fighter. He's not going to hold back anything. And against Wolverine, he kind of has a disadvantage. So this was kind of a tough one, because on one hand, comic book Wolverine versus Dean Ambrose, Wolverine wins. In the comic book world, Wolverine destroys him. But in a wrestling match, Dean Ambrose can win. So who'd overall win? Well, Wolverine has actually lost to a lot of characters. Whereas I think after 2014, which was Dean Ambrose's obviously his worst time in the company, because he lost, I think, almost every match. Obviously, not every match, but greatly injured, got beat up a lot. But I think after that, he started winning more often. Whereas Wolverine has lost to Captain America, though he had help from Ant-Man. I'm not counting that. There are many times where Captain America has given Wolverine a good time. He's lost to Punisher multiple times. He's lost to some X-Men members, Magneto, but I don't think he really counts. Sabretooth, etc. Dean Ambrose, after 2014, went on a good streak, you know. He beat Seth Rollins a few times. He beat Kane, Big Show. Gave Roman Reigns a good fight. Became WWE World Heavyweight Championship when it was called that at the time. Dean Ambrose also beat Rusev a few times. He beat The Miz, Baron Corbin. Became Intercontinental Champion a few times. Beat Kevin Owens. Even became Mr. Money in the Bank. So who would win? I'm gonna give this one to Dean Ambrose because of the fact that he tends to beat characters like Wolverine. He tends to be crazy, but he beat a lot of people afterwards. Whereas Wolverine still kind of struggles. Like, even characters like Iron Fist and Psylocke have said that when he goes crazy, and I've been able to beat him multiple times because of that. Whereas Dean Ambrose uses his craziness to win fights. So overall, in a match between these two, I would say Wolverine wins 49% of the time. Dean Ambrose has the other half. So this is WWE's first win against Marvel. So it will be Dean Ambrose wins. Well, that's all I had time for this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.